as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day.
You never know who you're sitting next to in Marbella. Well, today I do. This is Scott, and we met actually on the beach a couple of years ago. You were working in a beach bar. But
yes,
then,
I was.
The other day I was having dinner here in the harbour, and who should come up to service but, ta-da, the lovely Scott.
Me.
It was so nice to see you again.
It
and
was
you've
lovely
been
to see you as well, Nicole.
on very exciting times since we saw each other last time.
Yes, it's one of those things that that just sort of you fall into. I've been living in Marbella for the last 26 years and working in the catering industry and restaurants, you know, for many years since I was 15. And I got an opportunity to work on cruise ships, and I'd done it as a stopgap thing after uni for a year to travel around and see, but that was just when I was young, when I was 24. And now I looked into it more as a career choice. And I was very lucky. I got a job on Seabourn originally, which is a 6-star luxury cruise line. And I've been traveling around since then. I mean, the company is, I work for Silversea now, because this was about 3 years ago. And they gave me lots of training. I went to work for Thomas Keller, 3 Michelin star restaurant, French Laundry in the States, sommelier training. And then after that, I then went to work for Silversea, where I'm currently working now, very happy. I'm on their expedition ships, which means the ships are specially designed to go into the North and the South Pole. And I've spent the last 4.5 months in Antarctica.
That is, I mean, it blew my mind, particularly as you actually studied the
biology, yes, and I went to university.
Being in catering and now combining the two, what's it like being on an expedition ship in the Antarctic?
Well,
I mean, cool, no, lo siguiente.
It's probably one of the most incredible experiences of my life. I mean, it's seeing just the raw majesty and beauty of nature when you go out and you see all those icebergs and the sea itself. It's so green and clear. And then, of course, you've got the wildlife. I mean, you've got gentoo penguins, you've got seals, elephant seals, fur seals, you've got orcas, you've got whales, and it's just all around you. I mean, you feel like you're literally in an episode of Blue Planet, and you've got David Attenborough going on the back of your head going, oh, you see the lovely, you know, fuzz icebergs with the gentoo penguin colony on the top. It really is incredible.
Are there people out there when you go there? Is it like you find yourself really isolated, or does it depend on the area?
Well, we base ourselves in Ushuaia, which is in Tierra del Fuego. It's one of the last towns at the bottom end of the world. It's famous for being the last one in Argentina as well. It's a very big growing community there because of the Arctic expeditions, and the Antarctic expeditions which they're doing. But it's good because it's also protected by IATO, which is an international accord and treaty to protect the flora and the fauna of the Antarctica and the Arctic. So even though the cruise line's going there, we have to go through the official IATO channels. The guests have to have a briefing and a training before they're allowed to go on land, because you have to know how to respect and try and keep the purity of the nature without too much influence or impact from man. So they're really strict about that, and that was really lovely to see as well. And the rest of them are just scientific bases or military bases based on the land. Was
it out of luck that you got transferred to those missions, or was it something that you sought out?
Well, I've always worked on around Asia, Australia. I've done the Caribbean. Mostly I've just followed summer and around the world equator. So for me to do something so different, I mean, everyone's like, oh, it's the cold. But you didn't really feel, we had thermals on it all the time anyway, and it wasn't that cold as much as I thought it'd be. But I did want to go onto the Antarctic expedition, which is why I applied for Silver Sea originally. And it wasn't until literally 5 days before I left, I didn't know which ship I was going to go on, and I was so happy and grateful.
Your suitcase together, like
well,
swimming suit and thermals.
There isn't really much you have to pack for. I mean, there isn't. Because you're on the ship for 6 months, so you've got to pack your basic necessities. You know, your toiletries, your socks and underpants, and then you bring just a few items of clothing with you, because we're there to work, and we do have the bit of free time that we have. Generally, we will be going off ship, or we'll be going on land, Antarctica, or going on zodiacs and things like that, cruising around. So you don't really use a lot of clothes per se, because you've got thermals on and big parkas and woolly hats and gloves.
Do you have like good contact there to be able to Skype and ring home, or are you like off the grid completely?
Well, it depends, because on the ships we use satellite internet, so it can be good, it can be bad. It depends where the satellite is at the time. Companies do give us like an hour free internet every day, in case you wanted to contact your family, or you wanted to go into Facebook and put some photos up. So, they're very supportive about that, and the crew life is very good as well.
Yeah, there's a good team, and
yeah. Well, we have our own entire in town underneath the ship. I mean, the ship isn't very big. It's only got 3 restaurants, a theatre, and a few piano bars, because there's only 200 passengers. But down below we have our own crew bar, we've got our crew lounge, our crew mess, our crew gym. It's
everything you need.
Everything we need on board is down.
Except
down there.
Mummy.
Except Mummy.
Except Mummy.
That's why I have to come back to Spain, and then I come and stay with Mum when I'm here 2 months out of the year.
As a mother myself, it's like, thank heaven. Because having a loving son who then disappears half a year, particularly to the other side of the world, is it ever scary? Have you ever been scared with the... obviously you're in uncharted waters often, and you've got those huge icebergs. It always makes us think of horrors.
I never felt scared there. Then when we were going across and we did the western coast of Africa, and it was a big culture shock to me, because I've never actually... Cape Town was beautiful, that was lovely. And then we went all up the coast to Namibia and Sierra Leone, and a lot of
pirates and things in those areas.
We have people that come on board. We have private security firms that come on board. They put some special water jets. Sometimes they might come on with actual firearms to protect us. And a lot of the places we couldn't actually get off the ship because of the terrorist levels there. And I did feel a bit uncomfortable in some of the places. But apart from that,
so
it was
comparatively
beautiful.
speaking, the Antarctic is probably
the
safest
safer.
place.
A lot safer.
It's just everything's relative.
You only have to worry about an elephant seal and just don't approach it if it's got cubs. That's the only thing you have to worry about in the Antarctic.
Well, it's lovely to have a chance to chat with you and to see you so happy. I think that is the thing that is most remarkable, that you are loving what you're doing, you're learning,
exactly.
You're growing, and you see this, as you say, as a career move.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons I did it. I've worked in Marbella for a very long time, and it's anyone who's lived down here, knows it's a very touristy and seasonal area.
Very transitional.
Yeah, and to make a career out of the catering industry down here is very hard, because working for these big companies, not only am I traveling around, but they're teaching me at the same time. I get sent off for training courses, I get sent off to do specific sommelier courses, or to learn more about this, and this is something that the company pays for and wants to do for you, so you can grow, and you can grow in the echelons of the company itself.
And you can always, with all that experience, one day set up something here next to Mum, and you'll have all the experience in the world.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
Scott,
and you'll be down there, Nicole. You'll be the first one invited.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. And I know it's going to happen. I'll just wait for the invite. Scott, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm here in Marbella, but it says here I'm in La Canada.
If you haven't mastered the lingo, don't worry. Linear Director has a free GPS geolocator service that will come and find you. Spain is famous for its wines, and then in Marbella we have the most amazing restaurants that have selections of wines that we really do want to try. And of course, Marbella is famous for our nightclubs, for going out and partying. But it's important to do so responsibly, and I'm so delighted to say that a lot of our local companies have jumped on board our Zero Hero incentive. The idea is if you're going out with 3 friends, if 3 of them are drinking and one of you is a designated driver, you shouldn't be punished for doing the right thing. And that's why I'm delighted to say that nightclubs such as Tibu and clubs as Babylonia, Portside, are giving this incentive all their support. Other places that you can go to, the Boardwalk, the Harbour, Beckett's, the Playwrights, the Red Chiringuito, the Urban Boutique Villa, the Hard Rock Cafe in Puerto Banús, the Kempinski Bahia Hotel, Cape Padre, the Mexican in the centre of town. There are so many places that say, yes, please do come and have a good time, that they want you to go back many times. And the best way to do that is, step 1, keep yourself alive. 147 nationalities, all driving on the same 27-kilometre coastline. And so that makes it tricky to start with, but then we go out and have a drink. Maybe we haven't got all the attention with us that we should to make sure that we're driving to the best of our ability. Also, Linear Director Road Traffic Safety Foundation is supporting this with the breathalyzers that I'm going to get out now and show you one, because the participating businesses will be giving you one of these. And at the end of the evening or the lunch, if you blow in this and you haven't been drinking, you don't pay. Pretty cool, huh?
It's a brand new day.